Welcome to the Kathleen Project, capturing Manchester's industrial past. The voices you will hear in this series will tell you of their experience working in Manchester's 20th century garment industry. In this episode, Chris will tell of her time working as a piece worker in the late 1960s. She was 15 when she started.
I used to work at Wherley's in Sharston, right next door to the Mr. Kipling's factory, the cake factory, yeah. It was an old building, just a single floor, the pointed roof. We used to have to clock in and out of a morning. I think it was 8 o'clock while 4. I used to work on doing the pram sets. I think they're a bit old-fashioned now for this day and age. It was just like a bed quilt with all frills round it, satin it was, and it had a pillow with it as well. To do them. Then we used to do garments for school, all these school uniforms, which was on piecework. So collar, pockets, fronts, backs, you know, the lining. Well, the more you done, the more money you got for your piecework. But what used to happen was, at the end of the line, there was somebody called a picker, and they would check it all. No good, it used to get sent back to you because it comes in piles tied with an initial or something, you know, for you, and then you used to have to put it in this pile when you've done it, tie it and send it along. Any faults or anything you used to get back, and you used to have to redo it again. So I used to do that, and then I went on to packing department. So when I was doing the packing department, that was quite funny actually. There was used to be a girl called Pauline and one called Dorothy. We used to have a laugh in that. And the packing department was quite, you know, I don't think you got a bit of a break really, because it was just coming along the line, and there you was, packing it all, taping it all, labelling it all, and then out to the van. So we done all that, and then the boss came along and said, "Oh, hiya Chris, do you want to change what you're doing? We could do with somebody on the cutting line department." So I said, "Well, I'll have a go, but I'm only 4'11", so the table's up here and I'm down there. So it's all right, we've got a box what you can stand on and do it." But the machine, what it came on for the cutting, was quite wide, you know. And I was leaning on it and used to use a piece of chalk, and used to have the pattern, and used to lay it on, no wasted of the material if you could, and you used to cut it out, and then you used to have like a bandsaw. Yeah. It used to be like that, and you used to be going along, but you used to slide sometimes, so you used to have to get and lean on it and cut it like this, you know. So you used to do that. We used to get a break, and in the summer we used to sit outside on the wall. Of course, it wasn't the boys watching the girls, it was the girls watching the boys. We used to have fun, you know. I always remember the cloak room where we used to put our bags and cloaks was like a bit like a PE room, you know, where you go and do your PE. And I remember you used to have to go in a big doorway, and then on your left hand side is where you clocked in. You used to put it in this machine, it used to go ding and pull it out and put it on the other side. You used to have in and out on it. As you went in, it's all like went out for the full length of the building, and it was just rows of sewing machines, and then in the middle you got the cutter, and then right at the end you got the packing bay for the vans to go. But very cold in the winter though. Ooh. I remember having gloves on, machining, and your coat on and that, you know, it was cold, but you had a laugh.
Was there any like music playing or radio?
Yeah, we used to have the radio on. Used to be playing, can't remember what tunes it was, but it was like in the 60s, and the, you know, pop tunes.
And I suppose, was it quite noisy?
Oh yeah, it was noisy because you got the sound of the machines going, and it was a sewing machine like an old Singer machine. It had a foot on the bottom, then you had your wooden bench, then you've got your black sewing machine. It used to have a singer on it. You used to put your foot on, you know, like this all the time. But yeah, but it was well maintained. What used to happen though, you used to get a load of bits, you know, like material and that going through the machine, and you used to get stuck sometimes under the foot. But I remember doing a bit of coughing sometimes, you know, with it because of the specks of material and that. And so I bought myself a brush, and when it piled up, I used to brush it off, you know, and then that was all right. But yeah, but it was quite noisy, and it was hard sometimes to hear the music, because once you got a load of women, we had a few men there and that, but once we had all them going, the machines going, it was noisy, you know. And how did we used to find out it was dinner time? I think it was bell what used to ring, and it, you know, sort of like ringing over, it went quiet. That was it, we're off. And, you know, leave whatever you're doing, or if you was in the middle of something, we just used to finish off the row and then go. But yeah, I don't think we had long though. I think it's about half an hour if we had that for our dinner breaks and that. And I think it was about 10 minutes for your break in the morning, in the afternoon. But that was it, really. Yeah.
So how many people were working
in the factory?
In the factory, yeah.
God. Quite a few of it. Maybe say just under 100. I'm not sure about it, but I know it was very busy. It was 5 days a week. If you wanted overtime, you could go in on the Saturday. As I say, we used to work hard. We used to earn our money. I think it was, I've got 5 shillings and 2 and 6 in my mind. But I know my rent where I live was 7 shillings a week. But it was quite expensive. But I did have the run of a big Victorian house with my husband and one of my children. So, and then that was in Salford, so I had to travel from Salford on the buses right down to Wythenshawe, Sharston. But say it was good. I mean, the children's pram sets, they was gorgeous because it was all packed in like plastic, all sealed, and it used to all be packed up, and it used to go all over the show. But the uniforms, the school uniforms, was one of our best things we've done, and cutting them out and that. But all I remember was doing the blazers. There was another department what used to do the skirts and the pants and that to them, and then there was somebody else on the badges. When it was halfway through, I got this from my boss again. Said, "Oh, Chris, are you busy?" So I said, "Well, I've just finished my batch." So I said, "Well, I'm going to start another batch." "Oh no, we need you on picking." So I'd gone from that to picking and checking the garments as they went out. So literally I'd done everything in that basic of Whaley's, but it was good. It was friendly. We used to have a man on call what used to fix the sewing machines. So there's no, oh no, put it to one side and that, oh no, it was fixed right away. And one day I was sewing away there, and then the next minute the needle went right through my nail, and oh my God, that hurt. And then I'm here. He'd gone for his lunch. I think it was called Barry. Barry's in my mind. And he'd gone for his lunch, and I'm sat at this, oh well, can't do anything. Oh, I said, "No, don't turn it, don't turn it." Anyway, he came back from his lunch, and he got a screwdriver, unscrewed the nut where the needle is. Of course, and he took the foot off. My finger came out, and then he had the needle right through there and into the bottom. And he ended up going to the hospital to get it removed. But as I say, I used to love all my job in Whaley's. It was a good experience. So it was good.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Kathleen Project. The project is brought to you by Stitched Up and supported by Historic England. For more information, please contact Stitched Up at hello@stitchedup.coop or on Instagram or Facebook at Stitched Up Coop.